a safe and health working environment is a fundamental principle, and the need for a right at work. Now, that's the pivot which this year's World Day for Safety and Health at Work is being celebrated. The day is marked across the world, including Ghana. So let's have a conversation with the experts from the Ghana Institute for Safety and Environmental Professionals. They're joining us. We have Seth Koison. Seth Koison is co-founder of the Ghana Institute of Safety and Environmental Professionals. We also do have that's Damwa Emmanuel Nyako, who's the Health and Safety Advisor for Drill Masters Africa Limited. Goldfields, Daman. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Emmanuel, it's a good time to start with you because you are equally on the fields almost all the time. Safety and wellness, we very much underestimate that. For those who work, say, in the strict corporate space, we feel that, oh, it's a normal thing. So why be concerned about issues of safety? It has to do with those of you who are always on the field. Is that a right notion to always have? Yes, you could start with us.
Well, it is a right notion to have. Indeed, work involves man interacting with machines, material, and the environment to survive. And so if the survivor can result in the person losing his life, then it is an irony.
Yeah.
So safety, indeed, should be on everybody's
mind, regardless of the profession in which you find yourself. But how about the day itself? How are you using that to create awareness for people working all over the country to know that safety is indeed something we should be concerned about?
All right, so the ILO states 28 April every year for us to celebrate or create awareness on health and safety. And so particularly this year on today, Friday, across institutions, not only in the mining and oil and gas sector, across all institutions. We are telling people that, look, we need to work safe. The ultimate is for us to go home, to meet our families and our loved ones, safe and healthy every day. The work area or the work environment should not pose any threat or whatsoever to us. All the prevailing hazards or the prevailing risks should be controlled or they should be minimized.
What's the main focus for this year? What are we reflecting on as a theme and for this whole celebration?
Okay. This year, the bar is being raised to see health and safety as a fundamental principle and a right. So that
also, it's a right.
Yes,
right.
It's a right. Everybody has a right to live, and if you are working, it is all about surviving, like I said. So it is a right, and so if you should go to workplace, and the workplace will now become injurious to your health or yourself, then your right is being trampled upon.
I see.
And so this year, the emphasis is on the fact that it is a right.
How do we assess that? Because for some, even giving you the job alone is an opportunity. So why complain about even your safety in the first place? What's the advice to workers, generally, employees across the country?
All right. And so, you know, workers, we are being employed by our employers, right? And so once we get on board or we get into the institution or the organization, we are being inducted as to how to go about things. During the induction, it's a sort of training or the onboarding process. And so we are supposed to comply to the minimum health and safety requirements at work. The employer will tell you this is how we go about things here. The employer will clearly stipulate how their regulations or their policies in terms of health and safety is. It is our duty or the onus is on us to comply to these regulations. The basic thing, like I said earlier on, is for us to work safe, go home to meet our family and our loved ones safely. And if we follow these procedures or policies, we can work safe and go home.
How about policy reforms? What policy reform should we be looking at to give further boost to this need for right to safety at work?
Well, Ghana has come far. We have fragmented organizations looking at areas of safety, but we are looking at where we have a one-stop shop. We are looking at a coordinated approach, and that's where we are pushing for the OSH law to be passed.
Give us a little breakdown on that one.
Yes, so we are promoting and advocating that the nation comes to grasp with the fact that the human resource is the most important asset to have. And for that matter, the nation should demand accountability from organizations to make sure the environment of the workplace is safe for everyone to work there. And it is actually a right. And so in Ghana, we are looking at a point where all these fragmented organizations can be coordinated to have one-stop shop.
Okay, so we have a comprehensive law that would deal with that.
Yes, but it's not yet passed. It's not yet passed.
How urgent? I mean, must we push for this law to be passed?
Indeed, it's very, very urgent. And you see, when you look at our security setting in Ghana, we have the Army, the Air Force, but we still have the coordinating activity being done by national security. But when it comes to safety, it's not like that. Everyone sits in his silo, his corner, doing his own little thing, and it's like so fragmented. And so it's very urgent. And Ghana Institute of Safety and Environmental Professionals is advocating and promoting that this bill, which we all helped to draft, which is lurking around corridors of the government, should see the day light for us to all be safe.
And safety itself at work, is it just the responsibility of, say your employer, or it goes both ways?
All right, so basically it's a two-way affair.
Right.
The employer has his or her responsibilities, and you, the employee, you also have your responsibility to, do and all that. For example, at the workplace, you are given a PPE by your employer. That's your personal protective equipment, and you're supposed to use it. And then you refuse to use them. Probably you might be exposed to any of the prevailing hazards or the risks at a working environment. And so if indeed it's a collective effort by both the employer and the employee to work safe, then we, the employees, we also have the responsibility.
How about creating a system where we fuse this whole safety thing into even the conditions of service? Is that too far-fetched? Why not move towards that angle where, of course, it's part of your condition, safety and all of these issues that you're pushing for are factored into conditions of service?
At the work environment, we have welfare facilities. It's a whole broader spectrum. It should be provided by the employer. For example, the sanitary conditions, your safe working environment itself, and even the right and then the principles that we are talking about is, we are supposed to work in a safe environment where there's no discrimination whatsoever. The abolition of child labor, main communals commission clearly stipulates all these requirements. And so it's a collective effort, like I said earlier on.
And let's look at the way forward in the future. What would you want to urge workers and even employers as well to be on the lookout for as to create more awareness on this safety at work?
All right. And so both employers and employees should not put safety on the lower side, like my colleague said. It's something that should be spearheading almost every project. And we say safety is a priority, it's our number one priority. If you go to other mining jurisdictions, like gold fields, where we are mineral exploration and drilling contractors, we say if it is not safe, we will not mine. So every employee has the right to tell the supervisor or the superior, the working environment, look, it's not safe. And I'm not going to work until the prevailing conditions are made safe, until the hazards there are brought to the minimum level, or until we reduce these very hazards. Because I love my life, I want to work safe and go and meet my family safe.
And you also have a final word?
Like you said, the employer has a responsibility of duty of care. The employee too, you are responsible for your own safety and the safety of others that you work with. But when you leave man on his own, he will do
we'll do our own things.
So we need institutions which can ensure accountability and make sure if you don't do the right thing, and like you're saying with HR, yes, we have a law. The Factories and Inspectorates Act is there, has what is stipulated for you to
ensure that you do
as an HR person, if you are giving somebody an appointment, what you are supposed to put in there is there. But I think we have it nice on paper, but the enforcement,
as always, Ghana for you. But we pray for the best, definitely. Thanks to Seth and Emmanuel for joining us here. You're watching The Pulse on the Joy News channel. We'll be back shortly with more stories. Please stay.